This is Mission Control Houston. Once again, Orion bobbing passively in the Pacific Ocean as some of the recovery vessels are now approaching the vehicle to begin several hours of making sure that Orion is cinched in place and brought into a flooded well deck in the USS Anchorage, the prime recovery vessel for this maiden flight of America's newest vehicle. Splashdown occurring at 10:29 a.m. Central Time, 8:29 a.m. Pacific Time, at a point some 275 miles west of Baja California, 630 miles southwest of San Diego. The coordinates, once again, 23.6 degrees north latitude, 116.46 degrees west longitude. This is Mission Control Houston. It's been about 34 minutes since Orion splashed down in the Pacific Ocean in excellent shape. Flight Director Mike Serafin getting a brief report indicating that Orion's cooling systems are operating just superbly and that the vehicle is airtight. Out in the Pacific Ocean aboard the USS Anchorage, which is the vanguard ship for this recovery operation, is Public Affairs Officer Amber Philman. Amber, give us an update on how the recovery is proceeding.
Thanks, Rob. Here on the USS Anchorage, we saw a picture-perfect splashdown of Orion, approximately 600 miles southwest of San Diego. For the Team Task Force Recovery, this is where their work really begins. NASA, the U.S. Navy, and Lockheed Martin are working together to recover the Orion crew module. Two of the main chutes have already been recovered, and our small boats are about 120 yards away from the crew module. Over the next few hours, the Navy divers and Zodiac boats will check for any hazards around Orion. They'll attach the sea anchor, load distributing horse collar, and tether lines, and work to gut into the ship's well deck. The spacecraft will be set down in the well deck, secured, and then the ship will begin the journey back to Naval Base San Diego. Orion will be returned to NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida for deservicing and to gather more information on how it performed in space. The team here is in position and ready to go ahead and recover the vehicle once it's powered down. I'll send you back to Rob in the Mission Control in Houston.
Thanks, Amber. A lot of work ahead for the folks that you are with out on the USS Anchorage and all of the other components of this recovery team that will bring Orion into the well deck of the Anchorage a few hours from now. As you can see, it is currently 9:05 a.m. Out in the Pacific Ocean, some 36 minutes after Orion's splashdown, which was on target, just about right at the exact spot that was predicted and modeled pre-flight. Under the three main parachutes, Orion gently splashed down at 10:29 a.m. Central Time, 8:29 a.m. Pacific Time, to wrap up a mission of 4 hours and 24 minutes in duration following its launch from the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station earlier today. The report from the recovery team out in the Pacific is that all of the various vessels are just 120 yards away from the spacecraft, and they are upwind from Orion. Everything is in great shape, no leaks. The vehicle is airtight. It's in excellent condition, and they are just waiting for the power down of Orion's systems. If you recall, Flight Director Mike Serafin took a poll about an hour or so ago of Orion's systems. Everything was just magnificent, and he gave approval for an extended power-up of the spacecraft so that additional data on the thermal conditioning of the vehicle could be provided to Lockheed Martin engineers. So with the splashdown occurring some 38 minutes or so ago, we are expecting the power down about 22 minutes from now, and that will enable the recovery teams to move closer to the vehicle to begin to secure it for its ability to get back into that flooded well deck of the Anchorage just a few hours from now. The director of the recovery and landing operations, Jeremy Graber, is currently complimenting all of the other teams, including the flight control team here in Houston, led by Mike Serafin, who has worked tirelessly on the coordination and preparation for this mission, along with his team of legacy space shuttle and space station flight controllers for quite a long time to realize this dream, to launch Orion, test its systems, and bring it back safely to Earth. And that was done in spades today, as Orion proved itself not only a capable vehicle, but a vehicle built to perfection for this first flight test.